Hi guys, and welcome back to On the Fence. So the Champions League draw has just happened, and Liverpool have drawn Atletico Madrid in the Champions League round of 16. What a tie that's going to be, along with some other ties that there are. Let's run through them quite quickly. So first of all, we'll start with Liverpool. Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid. The away leg first at the Wanda Metropolitano, where Liverpool lifted the 6th Champions League trophy. To be honest, when we were looking at who we were possibly going to draw after we went through against Salzburg the other night, I was looking at Real Madrid and thinking that's who I want, really. I want Real Madrid for the narrative of, they beat us in the Champions League final in Kiev. We want them. Let's knock Ramos out, let's knock Real Madrid out, and let's go all the way again and prove why we're the best team in the world. I didn't even think about Atletico Madrid, to be fair. I wasn't thinking about anybody else but them, but Real Madrid. So the fact that Atletico Madrid have kind of come out of the blue and just snuck in there. As soon as I seen them on the list of the teams that we would face, when I looked at them just before the draw, I thought to myself, it's probably going to be Atletico, isn't it? Because that's the hardest possible team that you're going to face. A team that, they don't give much away. They're quite a good defensive outfit under Simeone anyway. He's a very good manager, very pragmatic, but at the same time, he knows how to set a good side up. They were using 4-4-2 for a lot of the time. I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch a lot of Atletico Madrid, so what I'm saying right now could be very, very far off the mark. But from what I do know of them for the past couple of years anyway, they do seem to play like a 4-4-2 or something similar, like a similar variation to that, and they're very, very hard to defend to attack against. Good defensive team, and very good on the counter-attack as well. They've got players like Thomas Lemar, who's a very good quick winger. They've got Sal Miguel, or whatever his name is, the central midfielder. They've got Diego Godin, who's absolutely fantastic, although they might not actually, I don't know. This is really poor journalism. So either or, they've got a good team. They've got one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and Jan Black as well, and £113 million João Felix, who's about 20 years of age. So the potential is there for them. They could cause a massive heartbreak for Liverpool if they play to their full potential anyway, because Liverpool are entering into the biggest period of in my opinion, the club's history. This December period is going to be absolutely a nightmare to start with, but it could also be one that's prosperous and one that brings the best joy. Because when you're playing games thick and fast in the Premier League and the Cups and stuff like that, the Champions League, if you're losing these games, then it's fucking shit, and it's one after the other, and it's so quick, the quick turnaround of games. But in potential, you lose a game, you've got 2 days to prepare for the next one, and you're back at it again and again and again. So the potential is there again for bouncing back and stuff like that, so that's good. But also, if you're on a win and run and you've got the momentum with you, you can't wait for the next game. So potentially Liverpool could have, I've said the word potentially 3 fucking times in the past 2 seconds, Liverpool could have a very good end to this year when it looks like it's going to be really tough. We've got the Carabao Cup tomorrow night against Aston Villa. The kids are going to play that with Neil Critchley as the manager. Then 22 hours later, the first team are currently in Qatar. They arrived yesterday, ready for the first game on Wednesday night. So it's gonna be mad. It's gonna be absolutely crazy. And then we've just found out that in February we're going to be playing against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League when the fixtures slow down and everything gets a bit calmer and the run-in starts. Then we've got a really hard game. Make no mistake about it, any of these teams in the Champions League are going to be a hard team because they're all fighting for the same thing. It's knockout football. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. Every game in the Champions League's solid. It's really, really tough. So it is what it is, but Atletico are just that little bit harder because they're a good defensive side. And this year, I will say, we have struggled playing against sides. When sides rough us up a little bit, we have a few little shaky moments. But I think Liverpool can still come over it, to be honest. Like, I do. I don't fear anybody, but there is a little bit of a niggle with Atletico because of how good they are. And we've never really played them in the Champions League for a while. Last time we played them was 2010. I think that was the Europa League. So look, it is what it is, and I still believe Liverpool will come out on top. Although I'm not as confident as I was probably going to be against someone like a Madrid, and I don't know why, because it doesn't matter who you play against, no one's easy. So that's that anyway. We'll go through a couple of the other games because there are a few really, really big games in here. Starting off with Dortmund PSG, that's going to be a massive game for them. It's going to be a very good good few weeks to watch the Champions League games. If you've got some time, definitely sit down and watch a few of these. We've got Dortmund PSG. Thomas Tuchel going back to his old side, Dortmund, both free-flowing football, attacking sides. One front three is absolutely magnificent. The other team's got all the potential in the world again, with quick counter-attacking sides. So that's going to be a very good game. And then the next one, which is probably one of the biggest ties of the Champions League so far this year, is Real Madrid versus Manchester City. Thank fuck Man City have finally not been given a fucking League Two team. We all thought City were probably going to get somebody like Lyon or Leipzig or Valencia or somebody like that. You know what I mean? Someone to just bat aside. But now Pep Guardiola's got a real task on his hands. And if this could work as a baptism of fire for Manchester City, to be fair, because Liverpool have had this a lot of the time. City probably aren't going to win the league. And by the time this Champions League game comes round, they could be as many. They could be nearly 20 points away from Liverpool in the Champions League, and sometimes that can make you raise your game for other competitions. It can make you think, fuck it, then I'm just going to do what I want in the Champions League. And they're coming up against the Madrid side, who are in a bit in transition, playing well sometimes, not so the others. They've got a bit of a rebuilding phase that needs to happen in their club. So we could see mad games of football. We could see a pragmatic fucking masterclass from Madrid to knock City out, or we could see it the complete other way. It's just one of those ties in potential again. It's going to be a good watch anyway. Either way, hopefully Liverpool can sail through their games, and we can just watch these other ones with a bit of enjoyment. Atlanta Valencia, it is what it is. Atlanta on the up really, because they've been doing quite well in Europe over the past couple of years now. They were in the Europa League in Everton's group, I think it was. I'm not sure if they got out of that group in the Europa League, but they're starting to make a name for themselves in Europe anyway, which is really good. Valencia as well in Chelsea's group, they looked a good side. The one game I saw of them was against Chelsea, and they really, really caused Chelsea problems. Probably should have won the game, but for missed chances, they just weren't that good. Chelsea Bayern Munich, a repeat of the 2012 Champions League final at the Allianz. That's going to be a really tough game for Frank Lampard's Chelsea. Can they first of all, can they get past Bayern Munich, who put 7 past Tottenham away at New White Hart Lane? If they can even just improve on that and maybe possibly take it to penalties against Bayern Munich or something like that. I think that's probably Chelsea's best chance. But on the counter attack again, or in attacking phases of play, Chelsea are quite good. They've been as good as anybody in the Premier League this season. So, but at the moment they're not in the best form. So it's probably a good thing that they've got to wait till February to play this game. Bayern Munich with a revamped Coutinho after his hat-trick at the weekend as well. They're going to be a tough side to stop. They've got Lewandowski, one of the best strikers, probably, if not the best striker in the world, one of the best. He's not very fancied by a lot of people because people always talk about Harry Kane. Everyone's talking about other players like that, but Lewandowski is very consistent, scores goals everywhere, absolutely everywhere in every competition. So, Chelsea need to be wary of that because their defence isn't too good. Lyon Juve, I think Lyon have got a good young side. A few players like Bertrand Traore. They've got I think it's Hassoum Azouar or something like that, or whatever his name is. I apologise for that. They've got a few very good talents in their midst. I'm trying not to say the word potential. They've got a few good talented players, but coming up against the old lady of European football, Juventus. I can't really see Juventus being knocked out here. I think Ronaldo will probably step up to the occasion like he always seems to do. Spurs Leipzig. People probably look at this as an easier game for Spurs. I don't see it that way whatsoever. They've got Timo Werner on absolute fire. If Liverpool don't sign him in January and he stays at Leipzig, I can really see Tottenham being troubled by Timo Werner especially. But they've got a good potential side, similar to Lyon, similar to like Valencia, that type of team who you don't really fancy. They're just below, but Mourinho's not stupid though. He'll know that Leipzig aren't to be messed around with. And then finally, the final tie of the Champions League, round of 16, is Napoli versus Barcelona, which I think is going to be a very good game. Barcelona, a little bit wounded from what we did to them last year in the semi-final, coming up against Napoli who've just sacked Ancelotti, which is absolutely ridiculous. Hello. They've just sacked Ancelotti, so which is a weird decision, but you know, I know that they play very good football as well. They've got good wide wingers, a lot of pace in their side, and you know, they're one of the better teams in the Champions League in terms of, you know, phases of play, attack and transition from defensive transition. You know, I just wish Ancelotti would have been sacked before he fucking played Liverpool, because he caused us a lot of problems in the Champions League this year. If they can get a manager who can continue that, what Ancelotti's been doing, then I think Barcelona are in real trouble, to be fair. But you know, it is what it is. They are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I should have knew that. The last 8 games, obviously, because 8 times 2 is 16. Maths, C and GCSE. Yeah, so Liverpool, Atletico Madrid in the Champions League, round of 16. It's going to be absolutely interesting. It's going to be fucking amazing, but it's going to be heart-wrenching. It's going to be, you know, gut-wrenching. It's just going to be shite to watch at the time, but hopefully we can come through it like we always do. Liverpool Football Club on the top table yet again. This is our third time in 3 seasons now, or yeah, third time in 3 seasons that we've got out of the group stage in the Champions League. Past 2 years, we've got all the way to the final, at least. So, who knows, third time lucky, what can we do again? Istanbul's the final route this year, or the final venue, sorry. Could we do it again? I don't know, why not? I've been on the fence. Thank you for watching. See you later.